Hi there, this is video 117. We're going to look at union and intersection. So a few more symbols between these sides, like universal set, A prime, and stuff like that. So we have a diagram here, and this one is about whales, and this one's about fish, and then it says set W equals. Well, what that means is we are going to write out, we are going to write out everything that is in the whale circle. So live birth, breathe air, have hair. Am I done? No, right? Because we have this middle part. These are the common characteristics they have. So they can swim, live in water, and have fins. And then you close it off with one of those nice brackets. So our little fishies have scales, lay eggs, breathe water. Not sure if we call it breathing. It comes into their gills, but it's not a biology class. Can swim, live in water, have fins. All right, so just for the record, each one of these things in the brackets these are all called elements of the set. And you normally separate all your elements in a set with commas. Now, the two new things we're going to talk about today is union and intersection. And they're not that hard, but the symbols are really close together, which is kind of, to me, the downfall. So union means everything in both sets. The key word that I think of is or. So is it a whale? Is it a characteristic of a whale? Is it a characteristic of fish? One or the other, it's fine. One or the other, both, whatever, don't care. And the nice part is the union symbol. It looks an awful lot like a U. And in fact, if you're typing, I'm not sure you can really, I'm staring at it pretty close. I'm not sure, it might be the exact same symbol. And so example would be whales, union, fish. Okay, so if we're going to do whale, union, fish, then I would write down everything that is in both of those circles. So, live birth, breathe air, have hair, and then we need can swim. This is what's common to both. Live in water, have fins, and then we also need to include have scales, lay eggs, breathe water. On the positive side, most of these times when you're doing union work and stuff like that, union and intersection work, most of the time you're dealing with just letters or symbols or numbers or something. That's a lot of words to write out, is I guess what I'm saying. That won't happen most of the time. When I'm doing union, what I usually think of is I take everything in my first set, So I take everything in here, and then anything that's new over here. Okay, that's one thing I didn't say before. When you're doing sets and things like that, all the elements only appear once. They should appear once in here, and they're going to appear once in there. So it's not like you're going to do the whales and then say can swim, live in water, and then do fish, and then copy those out again. Only once in the list. Okay, now intersection is characteristics that are common to both. And my keyword there is and. It has to be a characteristic of a fish and a whale. And it has got an upside down U as the symbol, and it's W intersection F. So what do they have in common? What's found in both? Can swim, live in water, have fins. Okay, so if you're doing both of these, intersection is always going to be the smaller of the two. Oh, some things, right? Does order matter for union? No and no. So whether I'm looking at everything in whales and everything in fish, or I'm looking at everything in fish and everything in whales, I'm still getting the same. Sorry. Let's try that. I so wish I had a live class I could tell me when I was messing up like that. All right, so everything in whales and everything in fish is exactly the same as if you start out in everything in fish and then everything in whales. And whether you talk about whale intersection fish or fish intersection whale, you're still getting the crossover. What's the intersection? What's common to both? So you're fine. So order does not matter for these. We're going to do subsets in a while where order does matter the way you write it out. Okay, which would hold more? So imagine if these were cups or something like that. I'm just trying to give you some hints on what students have taught me over the years. This is going to hold way more than that. So it makes sense that this is the union, the bigger of the two sets, because if it's this is okay or this is okay, right? That's going to be a lot bigger grouping than it has to have both. So imagine you've decided to take your amazing instructor out for supper, and you and your classmates are, going to do this. And you say, well, what do you like, Joanne? Well, I'm going to say, I like pizza or I like sushi. Okay. Well, I think in Regina, there's probably a lot of really nice pizza places or sushi places. You might even find a place that has both. There's going to be a wide selection of places you can take me. But if I say, hey, I want to go out for supper and I want to go out for pizza and sushi, not really sure how many places there are like that in Regina. And honestly, I think I'm going to be a little bit fussy and say I don't know how many good places serve both good pizza and good sushi. So much smaller, intersection smaller, where two things intersect. And yeah, intersection, because it's just like a road. See, this road goes this way, this road goes this way. This is what they have in common. It's the intersection. Yeah, you may think that was just ridiculous of me to tell you that, but you might be the person that come the day of the exam and you're all stressed out and your mind decides to freak out. You remember me doing that and you will know exactly what an intersection is. You're welcome.